Alright, so this is a game that I've been playing for a little bit. And we're going to slide all the way back and check out thus far. So we're on move 9. I'm about to make move 10. Alright, so I did the English. They do the, what is this called? The King's English variation. I've heard this called something else. The reverse Sicilian, I believe. I guess it depends on, oh, now it's the reverse Sicilian since I, did C3. Okay. So they do this number. I'm sure that's a book move. Looks like a great move to me. Oftentimes I've seen people try to get this bishop here. Or when I do the English, they can do this Indian thing, but this guy chose to do reverse Sicilian, and now we're fianchetto-ing. Fianchetto! Ketta! Alright, so I come here, and I'm trying to make this pawn chain. With some of the studying, I guess, that I've been doing, I've noticed that the English is all about these two squares. So I'm trying to adopt that. Okay, they make this little triangle thing. Or a pyramid. No idea what that's called. If you know, let me know. Oh, chess.com says it's the Great Snake variation. When he does the fianchetto. I think that sounds pretty cool. Alright, so we rock and roll. Knights are out. Huh. Castling. Trying to castle. I am going to put pressure on his queen. Because I see this kind of coming eventually, right? To break down my center. Right, so that's what he's going for. Probably this push. He can't because I'm blocking. I'm not blocking, I'm pinning, whatever you want to call it. English. Alright, so my idea behind this move, what I'm seeing is, alright, so let's say he pushes there, and I take. Well, he can't take back, right? Because I'll take his queen. But let's say he moves his queen, which eventually he probably will. So I'm thinking this, and then I take, and then he takes, and then I take, and then he takes, right? And so then I've kind of got, he's got the drop on me. Now he's pinning me. I don't like that. So I was thinking, okay, well, I'll go a3 because maybe there's a queenside attack. I was thinking a3, b4, he takes, he doesn't take back, but I'll take him. And I open up my rook. And now this guy's maybe got something going on. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, probably not. Probably not. At some point, could I get my queen on b3? Won't he just come here? See, I don't know. I haven't played this enough. I played it enough. I just don't remember it enough. Oops. He's unpinning his queen. So now, when he pushes d5, if I take, right? He's going to take back. Yeah. Right? I'm going to take. Yeah? He's going to take back and up. Now what? Now this pawn can move, and he's got a queen coming this way. He's got this bishop coming this way. Maybe this happens. Oh, God. Cats and dogs are living together. So if I move b4, basically, later on, I've got this coming along. Look at all this beautiful stuff he's got going on. So that's what I'm thinking about. It's my turn. I need to make a move. Now, my initial idea was, of course, to do b4, but I'm concerned about this, right? I'm thinking, like, can I go rook b1 and laser his queen? But then again, I'm ignoring all this crap, right? So, let's do my little checklist. His pieces versus my pieces. Which ones are better? Which ones are worse? All that goodness. It's one of the things that I enjoy about these correspondence games is it gives me time to actually consider all this crap, without well, losing time, or losing on time. Okay. Checks, captures, threats. We'll do this first. I don't see any checks that I can do. Captures, obviously I can take his knight. Other captures I could take his pawn. He just take back, of course. Any other captures that I see? I don't see any other captures. That doesn't mean they're not there. Or that doesn't mean they are there. You know what I'm trying to say. So, let's investigate. Before I do the trades, let's investigate my pieces versus his pieces. As in, what are good pieces for him? What are not so good pieces for him? And the same for myself. Doing a little scan. I've got some pretty good light side control. His light squared bishop is not that great right now. Right? Not saying in the future it wouldn't be. But right now, I've got this pawn chain. He does have this over here. Maybe with his knight. But with his queen on this side, I don't think his light squared bishop is so great. Mine is total defense, but it's this dragon coming down like this. Okay? And the center's still open, so it's pretty good. Kind of the same with his dark squared bishop, but I think his dark squared bishop is a little bit less good at the moment. After he attempts this, to open up the center, maybe he does a push, and then his dark squared bishop is much better. Okay. So his light squared bishop is not so great. Mine, I think, is better than his. It's an opinion. Let's look at these two knights. Actually, let's look at the other bishops. Dark squared bishops. Okay, so mine is more active, and it can take something, obviously. I've got this diagonal. I'm kind of controlling his dark squared bishop a little bit. Although, what can my bishop really do? Right? I guess it could redirect. I'd say his, while not as active, it's serving a better purpose right now. So, trading it. Let's look at these knights. Alright, to be completely honest, I know that this knight is helping control these two squares. Obviously. But the English knight, which is what I'm going to call it, the knight on c3, I never quite know what to do with it. There it is. Never quite know. I've been told maybe pushing e4, coming over, an idea being push e4 and then redirect the knight for like an attack over here, maybe. But I really don't know what to do with it. So what can it do right now? Well, threats, it can obviously threaten the queen. And I can run her around a little bit. What else can he do? He's defending this square, right? So after the trade, this, we're equal. We're equal. Now we're not equal. Are we not equal? The trade mind. I have a pawn. Now we're equal. I've got a knight. Now we're equal. Okay, so we're equal, but he's got a better position. And he starts to break down the center with this push, and he's got this going on. Okay, so the knight is serving a purpose right there. Pushing e4 might help with all of what I just said. The knight on c3 is controlling specifically this square. And I'm not sure if coming over here and making this threat is that good. Could also come up and right? For example, let's say I take this, and then he comes up here. Right? Taking here and getting a check. So my point is the c3 knight could be important. Let's say I come the opposite way, attack the queen. Well, where can she go? She can move backwards, which would win me tempo, although my knight is all the way over here instead of, participating. So it's not that great. Though let's see. Let's say I come here and for some reason I move back there. Boom, boom. What am I gonna do? Take. Okay. Now what? We've done a little trade. He's got two bishops. I don't know. I don't know. I think that just kind of sets me back to square one. This move seems a little bit better. The point is, this knight's important. What about this guy? He's in the way of this. He's kind of contesting. He's protecting this bishop, sort of, although with a pawn. It's not really protecting the bishop. After the bishop moves, he's got an attacking square. So maybe I could just wait on the knight. What else could the knight do? Well, he could redirect and come up this way, right? So let's take. I don't think I have enough time to do this, because this is going to happen. He's going to control the square. So maybe this knight is not so great. The queen is undeveloped, right? She could come up to yield d2. She's protecting these squares over here, though. Specifically that one. Now that I moved a3, his queen could come down, right? In fact, b2 is completely weak. You must think. You must think. See, I didn't see it until I just said that. Okay, so b2 is hanging. That should be one of the first things that I do. You know, I think even before checks, captures, and threats. Maybe not. I'm not a GM. But, obviously. But it seems like it should be first, what's hangs? Like, hangs, checks, captures, threats. Or how about checks? I guess captures is a part of hanging pieces, but I don't think of it that way. So we'll say checks, then captures hanging pieces, threats. How about that? b2 is hanging. I need to do something about the b2. I was thinking going e4, right? But that actually loses this pawn. And then this knight is hanging. Okay. So I have a threat from this queen right here. What do I want to do? Now I could take this knight, right? Let's say she takes here. My knight is hanging, but I'm getting two pieces. I'm likely getting three pieces, right? So takes. This is pretty gnarly, I think, for black. Yeah, so it wouldn't go that way. I would take the take back, right? So this knight is gone, which without this knight, assuming this knight is gone, right? The push, the take doesn't work now, right? So maybe taking this knight out, a defender of this square, even though I activate his bishop, it forestalls b2 being taken. So I'm thinking, I take here, this happens. Now I've released some of the pressure on this square. Now what? Pushing here doesn't work because now we've kind of moved the action, so to speak. But my queen could be initialized, or even on c1. Maybe d2 is a better move. That way the rooks are connected. She's still got these dark squares. And he could try some funny business like this. But I think I'd be okay. Let's see. So let's say boom, boom, right? So bishop goes f6. Bishop goes f6. Now I've got to worry about b2. There is attacking the queen this some way with knight a4. That protects b2. But, and it attacks the queen. It also, again, has a problem with, d5 eventually, because now d5 actually does work. But he's got to deal with this queen issue. So let's say I've done this whole mess over here. And I go knight e4. I activate the knight. The queen has a few moves, right? She's got, let's see. She's got these squares. She can also retreat. Seems like a6 is maybe not so good because what's she gonna do? So I think a5, she's maintaining some control of b4, right? So now how do I follow up? I mean, I've moved the queen, right? But if I move my queen, I'm hanging a knight. b3 is maybe a move. What about b4 now? So she's come down to a5. I do b4. Let's say takes. I take. Now I'm attacking the queen. She takes here, right? No, I'm not, because I forgot that my knight is here. Oh, so okay, this and now this. I'm coming up here to attack the queen. It's taken. It's taken. My knight is blocking the rook. If she takes that way, see, this doesn't seem so great to me, right? So I don't think b4 is the right move. Where do I go after this? I don't think I go anywhere. I can see this being taken out. That's dealing with this a little bit. The bishop is there. I still have this problem. Let's say d2, right? Now the queen is kind of controlling that square, sort of. I'm thinking this, I would like, I'm too in the weeds now. I'm too in the weeds. That trade on f6, I like it because it releases the tension on d5. But so does e4. Right? They've got to deal with that threat, right? I have to deal now with b2. So if I deal with it in so much as queen goes to a5, there is there a point in moving e4? Because I feel like I'm just inviting the queen at some point to try to kick this knight, right? Like somehow kick the knight and get here and attack my pawn chain. And I think I've made this mistake before. So like seeing this game, maybe I should just keep it simple, right? Maybe just defend the pawn. I defend the pawn. If such and such happens, I can then take. Let's say I defend the pawn with queen d2. And this move occurs, of course. Well, now I can take, right? Takes back, and now this doesn't quite work. That's what we're doing. But we'll see what my opponent does next game. All right, guys, that was one move in 20 minutes. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.